Hey, Lifers. Welcome back to another episode of the For Life podcast. This is episode number 2.
Hey, number 2, baby.
We want to start off by thanking everybody so much for listening to our first episode, for sharing it, for subscribing, for liking, for rating it, all that fun shit.
Yeah, good start to this thing. I'm happy about it.
Yeah, so thank you. So do you want to start with the dedication of the week?
Sure.
So the dedication of the week this week is going to go to a longtime friend of mine and Todd's from social media. He's been a longtime listener and everything. His name is Eric, and he just let us know that he was finally listed for a multivisceral transplant at my hospital.
Hey, that's good news. That's great news.
So I've been talking to him for months now, and it's been a long time coming. Lots of tests, lots of pre-procedural stuff. And so, I mean, we started talking back, I feel like, before October.
Yeah, he's been waiting for a long time. So it's good news. Great news. Congratulations, Eric. And thoughts and prayers for the procedure.
Yes, and everybody send out those good, positive vibes for him. It's going to be awesome.
You're in good hands.
Very good hands.
He's at your hospital.
At my hospital, correct.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Correct. All right, so let's get into what's happened this week. So last week, Todd forgot to hit record on our video recording. So
it happens.
Because he is a stupid head.
Well, it was a complicated process.
No, it wasn't at all.
Streamplay, and we tried to use each of our phones as a camera to stream play as a different user, and there were many layers on this iMac to my right going on, and I forgot. Now this is a much easier process. We're recording straight to the cameras, and then we'll put it together and post-edit.
By we mean Todd.
Me. I make all the magic happen. In post-production and in the bedroom.
Oh, and obviously today's Monday. It is not Friday. So I guess we should let you all know that we have moved our podcast to Mondays because it just kind of fits within.
Yeah. We put it out on 1041 to let people know, and then social media. So there might be a few of you that are caught off guard because this hit your feed. But here we are. Every Monday, For Life podcast. Every Wednesday, Funtown that I'm on, and every Thursday, 1041 with Todd McComas, not Marnie Miller.
When Todd travels, he is gone usually Thursday through Sunday morning, so his schedule kind of sucks for recording on Thursdays to put out on Fridays.
Yeah, and we're preparing for the world to get back to normal. Eventually, comedy clubs are going to open. Hopefully that happens soon. But when it does, I have to be ready and have a recording schedule here that accommodates it. So let's go.
And I also have to say, so I write up the notes for this forking podcast. I decide what we're going to talk about. And then we go to sit down for this podcast and I look over and Todd has notes written down.
I have notes.
And I don't even want to know what you've written down.
You can't read them because I wrote them just sloppy enough that only I can read them.
Well,
you can't read them.
Well, I saw the top thing and it says the duck names. So Todd has named our ducks, but he will not tell me because he wanted it to be a surprise.
Well, and I'm a shitty co-host because, I'm using my phone right now to record myself and I can't view the screenshot. But there were 2 people that I saw immediately that suggested my favorite names that
Clorox
I decided to go with.
I like Clorox and Lysol.
Nope, those weren't it. These are names that are going to last because Clorox and Lysol is only going to make sense for the next 3 months. It was a funny thing. The president suggested something that quite possibly could kill everyone, whether he meant it sarcastically or not. It was said. And you know what? It's funny. I think one thing I thought about, if you shoot Clorox into your body, I don't know what it would do in preventing getting the coronavirus. I'm not a doctor, but I'm pretty sure you have a chance of clearing your body of DNA because you put bleach on blood stains to kill the DNA. So you may not have DNA to pass. If you're a murderer, maybe that's something you should think about. If you're a serial killer right now, my strongest suggestion to you is to start injecting bleach immediately into your bloodstream. I think it will help your career, and if not, it will definitely kill you, and then we're rid of you. So, see a little mind trick I did there. I might even edit that part out so they don't know it's a trick in case there's a serial killer that listens to this podcast and injects himself with bleach to clear himself of his DNA. And I say himself because serial killers are dudes.
if any of you are watching the video of this, you can tell that I zoned out immediately after he started talking about injecting bleach because you're a fucking idiot.
Well, I mean, if it rids us of serial killers. Now, the what would suck is if what I said is actually true, and it did rid them of DNA, and then they were free to commit murders like they were back in the 40s again, and then there was no way to detect that they were at the scene. That would suck. So maybe I'll just take the whole thing out. Maybe I'll just edit the whole thing out just in case. I don't want to help serial killers.
Maybe we should just edit the whole thing out because you're dumb.
Do you want to know the duck names?
Yes, finally, please,
My
for the love of God.
Favorite duck names are Eileen and Ted Bundy because they're both serial killers.
No, Vito.
No, I'm just kidding. I
Vito.
just said that because you hate the serial killers.
Oh my God.
It was just on theme. I'm going to go with Tony and Carmela. Let's go, Sopranos. Woke up this morning and got myself a gun.
You know, I still don't like it. I still don't like The Sopranos. I'm on season 2, episode 7, I
Yeah?
think. I don't get it.
How
don't
do you not
get
like
it.
The Sopranos?
Because I don't get it. I don't get it. Where does he get his money from? He is not selling drugs. He's not selling guns. He's not selling.
Kickbacks and protection rackets.
That's what I thought. That's kind of what I thought.
He
but
takes a piece of everything. Like that strip club they're always hanging out in, it's just a front to launder money through. He gets kickbacks. He gets kickbacks from his buddy's restaurant at one point.
Okay, but some dude just got run over by a car by some dude that was supposed to be protecting him. And that dude, I think, owns a restaurant and he pays them for protection, yet he got run over by a car. I don't understand.
Step up those payments, son.
Oh, my God. I just think it's
He's got the garbage delivery truck services.
waste management.
Waste
Todd.
management.
Waste management.
He's got that in his pocket. He gets kickbacks on all those contracts. He's got it going on. You know what? He's not one of these dummies out there slinging heroin. That's how you get caught. That's how he made it like 12 seasons.
I think there's 5.
Okay, whatever. 5 seasons.
I don't know. I'm trying. I'm really, really trying.
Well, keep watching it. It's magic. But Tony and Carmela are perfect names for our ducks because the genius of it is almost the entire 27 seasons, he's fixated on these ducks
5
in his
seasons. Oh my gosh.
pool. There's these ducks in his pool are a staple.
Our staple. I didn't even think of
Yeah.
that. That's perfect. That's perfect.
Yeah,
All right,
are you
that's
kidding
perfect.
me?
Sorry.
So what did you just think? Were we just naming them after our favorite mafia couple?
Yeah.
You're stupid.
You're so stupid. Let's kick off some stuff with how Todd has annoyed me this week. So I don't know if if any of your significant others do this, but it is Todd's favorite thing to do in the entire United States of America. He loves to wake me up when I'm sleeping. Boggles my mind. I don't understand why. You love it. And it's absurd.
Sometimes I have things to say.
It's asinine. You came in on what the fuck day was that? Friday night. You got done with your recording thing and you came in the room and laid on top of me and woke me up.
Because I had something to tell you. It was very important.
What was it?
I don't remember.
Exactly.
It was only important at that time.
Exactly. And do you remember the words that were out of my mouth, that came out of my mouth?
What?
You don't remember?
No. It was just like, shit. Fuck.
No, it was, are you fucking kidding me? And then I slammed the door.
Showed me slamming the door. I already had my door in my room shut.
No, you didn't because the light was pouring
I was probably
out.
getting some snacks.
God, I can't stand it.
Jesus, it was late. It's like 2 a.m.
Oh, my God. So, Todd.
Speaking of snacks,
Oh, God.
I don't know if you know this or not. We didn't discuss it before, but my mom invented chip clips. She'll never get credit for it because we're Irish, but way before chip clips were invented, she was sealing our chip bags with clothespins. How genius is that? It's basically the same device.
I love your mother, but I can guarantee she didn't invent that idea.
No, well, she was doing it way before chip clips. And I never saw any of my other friends doing it. They're just letting the chips go stale like how you live your life. Our chips were always fresh. You know why? Because we had to worry about such things. You're from the rich area of Carmel. It's an endless supply of chips for you. We never knew where our next bag of Doritos were coming from.
The grocery store.
We were poor. There was times where our entire family had to split one Dorito for dinner. And if you know, when you crunch a Dorito to split it up, it never breaks off evenly. Some of the pieces are bigger than others, and that was a struggle. I would always give the biggest piece of the broken Dorito to my baby sister because she's my baby sister.
And she's a nice person.
Yes. Now, she was a baby. She's too young to chew the Dorito, so I would take her giant piece of Dorito and put it in her baby bottle with some water and just shake it up so she could
That's disgusting.
consume the Dorito-flavored baby water.
Is this what is on your notes page? I have to know. Like, did you write that down?
I just wrote, Mom invented chip clips. I just made the rest up as I go.
I got it.
That's what I do.
Oh, my God. Well,
I should, though. Right now, shout out to Eula McComas, my mom, because I think it's quite possible she invented the chip clip.
I love Eula as well, but I promise I don't.
Someone probably came across an old Polaroid of our family, in the living room in the early 80s and saw a clothespin on a chip bag and gave that motherfucker to Frito-Lay or whatever plastic company makes chip clips.
How old were you in the early 80s? 20? Like, no. Really? That was your childhood?
No, I graduated in 89.
That's when I was born.
Let's go. That's good for me.
All right. So the age is obviously a difference between me and Todd. Let's talk about another difference. So
we haven't talked about the age difference.
That's
yet.
A listener question that goes at the end of this podcast, Todd.
Christ. I'm blowing the structure already.
Can you allow me to segue on my list that I've written?
Go about your list.
All right. So Todd and I have this running thing where we have two different coffee pots in the house because he loves his Keurig and I despise it. So I will make coffee in a normal coffee pot like an adult.
Mm-hmm.
So let's go mostly why I hate the Keurig. The Keurig goes kind of hand in hand with Todd and his towels situation before I moved in with him. Todd, have you ever once cleaned that Keurig? Have you ever
First of all, it's not called a Keurig. It's called a Keurig. A Keurig would be something that hillbillies believe if they rest it on your stomach, it will make you not pregnant.
All right. Have you ever cleaned the Keurig?
It's like a chicken would lay an egg sometimes, and the hillbillies would, this is the true thing, they would put the egg on the person who they thought was pregnant because they were late on their period and rest it on their stomach and until it started to stink, and then they believed that had killed the pregnancy. That was their way of aborting babies, and it was called a Keurig. Okay, what was the question? It's a Keurig. This is why Keurigs are better, because
that wasn't the question. The question was, have you ever cleaned it?
No, you just buy a new one when it stops working or smells funny.
How long have you had this?
I don't know, a couple years. It's still good. The coffee's still great.
It's disgusting is what it is.
It comes out brown. Foul. It doesn't stink. I constantly get warnings about changing the filter, but I don't know if you know this about Keurigs or not. You can't find the filters. I have looked all over that thing. I have no idea where these new filters go.
Everybody send Todd links on Amazon to the Keurig coffee filters.
Or just send me new Keurigs.
God.
That's what I do when it gets bad.
I just don't think the coffee...
Why are you opposed to the Keurig?
I don't think the coffee tastes good. It's not even your dirty, grimy one. I think even a clean new one. I don't think the coffee tastes good. I think it tastes like poop.
There are some really high-quality Keurig cups out there. There's a complete array from...
Did you just burp in the microphone?
Yes.
Jesus.
I can't help it. There's a complete array from Starbucks. The whole Starbucks line is available in Keurig
Starbucks
cup.
coffee also tastes like poop.
Most of it, but it has like the blonde and the breakfast blend.
Tastes like a blonde poop. It tastes like breakfast poop.
Come on. So your Folgers can that you scoop out of and make a whole pot with. And by the way, you will make... It's not an office. We don't need a whole pot of coffee sitting out all day. There's Sheila.
Don't do that.
There's no Sheila who brought in banana bread. Like, it's not setting it in an office kitchen.
I don't do that. I make 4 cups, and that fits in my coffee mug carafe thing that I bring to work with me, and that's all I need.
And I can just literally take one little thing, pop it in there, takes about 30 seconds, and it's ready, and I hit it, and in another 30 seconds, I have my cup of coffee. Your system takes 3 to 3.5 hours to make those 4 cups of coffee, and it's this much in the pot.
I
That
don't
system
think I'm
makes no
happy
sense.
that people can see my face when you're talking. I feel like I'm like, you're very tangent-y today.
Well, that's what I do.
God, I don't
I
like
look for legs.
Keurigs. I like a regular coffee pot. I'm old school. You need to.
You're old school, and you're 30, and I'm 48, and I am going with technology here.
All right.
You're still making coffee the way my mom and dad made coffee when I was a baby. You should be using technology to your advantage. That's all I'm saying. You're doing things the way my parents did things when they were your age. Advance.
But I like a coffee pot. I like the taste of coffee from a coffee pot. I have tried Kirkland brand. I've done that stupid donut shop. I've done the Starbucks dumb shit. I've even done the Folgers French vanilla deliciousness that I love so much in a Keurig pod.
I think it's in your head.
I think it tastes like a bud.
I think it's in your head. I think it's psychosomatic.
But I
It's
also
a big word, but also accurate.
I'm proud of you for that one. I also feel like, though, it's kind of unfair of me to judge how coffee tastes considering the amount of creamer I put in there.
That's true. You're basically putting a layer of meringue on top of your coffee anyway. So, yeah, any pie is going to taste good when it has 4 inches of meringue topping.
Is
on top
meringue
of it.
French vanilla?
No, meringue is like a lemon meringue pie, the white, foamy, almost pure sugar, marshmallowy thing that's on top of pie.
No.
What? You don't like that? That's what your coffee tastes like?
No, like coffee tastes like either French vanilla or funfetti cake. And I like a liquid creamer. Toad swears by powdered creamer.
Well, here's the thing with the liquid creamer. You have to keep it in the fridge so it's ice cold. So immediately when I put it in my coffee, my coffee has to be hot. So now I put that in there. It immediately cools down my coffee to room temperature. Now I have to put it in the microwave for 30 to 40 seconds to get it as hot as I want again. Now it's a whole nother process.
Let me blow your mind real quick. Do you know that you can turn the temperature up on your Keurig for making hotter coffee?
But I'm still putting ice cold
But if you
milk product in it.
If you brew fucking lava and put a skosh of milk in there, I bet it's going to taste delicious.
Maybe. But also I can just get powdered creamer because I like it just fine.
Do you know that every time I pour my creamer in my coffee, I take a little swiggle from the bottle?
Do you really? Jeez, you're like a baby.
It's so good. It's so fucking
What
good.
kind of creamer is it? Right now you have it's made of plastic beans or something.
I have 3 different kinds of creamer that
It's
I
not
like.
dairy.
It's the Califia, I think is how you pronounce it. The Califia Farms. It's the coconut almond milk
Queen
creamer.
Latifah Farms. And what is it?
It's like coconut almond milk creamer. It's French vanilla, and God, it's good. You can drink that one out there too. 2 tablespoons, I think, is like 30 calories. Fuck, it's just delicious, man. It's so good.
It's not good. I tasted it.
It's like I have breakfast or dessert for breakfast every morning.
But if they're going to do fake dairy creamer, it should taste like dairy creamer is my thing. It shouldn't taste like
Since you keep saying dairy creamer, I've been meaning to tell you, can we please go to Dairy Queen when we're done in here?
Maybe.
Okay.
Maybe.
All right.
I do crave a Blizzard.
I want a Blizzard
now.
so badly.
I wish they had Blizzards made out of beans.
Like a coffee
and
Blizzard?
leaf products. That would be neat. No, like your fake ass creamer that you buy that's ice cold, that makes your coffee cold and tastes like plastic.
It's like, what is that?
I'm looking at my notes.
Rum chata.
The rum chata would be good in your coffee. The stuff you get, not good.
Spoken like a true alcoholic.
So, did you see? I didn't. And this makes perfect sense.
That Kristen Cavallari and Jay Cutler are getting a divorce. I saw that too.
Oh, Jesus.
So sad.
But he's so popular now.
He's so popular now.
He's just probably swimming in it. Like, yeah, she looks amazing and all that stuff, but
She is
he's
a
Jay
smoke
Cutler.
show. But he's hot. He's hot too, man.
I
They
know.
were
He
cute
can
together.
and he's so popular right now, he can go get twice her. And that's what happens to him.
Yeah, but
you better hope I don't get super famous.
Oh my God.
Me and Jay Cutler will be out there as
Dear
a team.
Jesus. Please let Todd get so popular. Please save me. Dear Jesus.
Speaking of alcohol, I didn't even know this, but this makes sense. When COVID hit, there are millions of kegs of beer that were like stranded at stadiums and bars and restaurants and arenas and public venue type places all across the country. Just sitting there, unusable. Can't do anything with it.
Why doesn't it get better with age like wine?
Because it's beer. It doesn't work that way. It gets skunky. You ever had skunked beer? That's what happens to beer after it sits.
I don't really like beer. I went to a brew fest one time and I got obliterated and drank all the beers. And ever since then, I just no longer can drink beer. I think I just drank enough of them that one particular day.
But I think that's pretty much a girl thing. I would say half women at least don't like beer.
I like a Miller Lite.
That's why wine exists.
Yeah. And vodka drinks.
Back in the day, women, like in Roman times, they were like, women refused to drink beer then. So they invented
probably
wine.
weren't allowed to drink beer.
They invented wine so that the women would have, they would have some way to get
Thank
them
you,
drunk and make them
olden
pass
day
out.
women, because I don't know what I would do without wine.
So there's millions of kegs of beer sitting there, and I'm like, dude, come on, let's morale. Think of the country's morale. Start fucking passing out free kegs of beer.
Well, you can do that in Indiana because there's no, like, what is
You
it?
can do it anywhere you want if you can't sell it now.
There's a lot of states where you can't just walk around with beers, though.
Pass a temporary law. Jesus Christ, it's a pandemic.
And that's what they did for Indiana for the Super Bowl. It was just a temporary
See,
law.
they could do that across the country.
And then it stayed because we all loved it so much.
Well, I want the rest of the country to participate too. There's millions of kegs of beer going bad that could be given away to needy people.
It's very
like
selfless
us,
of you.
right? Pass it around. If you call me, I'll bring my pickup truck. I'll pick up 3 or 4 kegs for you so they don't go bad. Bring them to my house. Build a kegerator wall.
Do you like wine? You don't like wine, right?
It's all right. Here's the thing about wine.
You want like a Moscato.
I can't tell the difference between a good wine and an expensive wine, or like an expensive wine and a shitty wine.
It's because you can't smell.
No, I can taste fine. It just all tastes like wine to me.
Thank God for that.
These people, the Boussiers or whatever they are, what do they call them? Sommeliers. Yeah. No, sommeliers are the pirates, right?
No, that's
that hit Captain Phillips.
God, you're making.
Oh, it's Somalians. It's Somalians.
You're making me think too much on the spot. I don't do that.
What is it again?
Sommelier.
Yeah, the sommelier pirates. They are really good at smelling wine.
They're so good at everything. Louis has that type of person, and they are so brilliant with wine.
Louis is a wine dive bar that's only in Indianapolis.
I don't know. I don't think so.
I think so.
Oh, well, fuck.
I don't know. But if you don't have a Louis, it's called Louis Wine Bar, right? And it closed, but
Ours closed. Mass Ave's still open.
okay. Mass Ave is a street in Indianapolis.
Oh, God.
She's not used to talking to people from other areas yet. But it's I think it's bogus. I think because and someone proved it. God, I wish I could remember what it was. There was this knockoff, this guy like counterfeited top really, really top level wine, that like very, very expensive wine. And he got it through like some of the toughest sommeliers and stuff like that and sold it. He ended up getting busted for it. Like he made a lot of money making this wine.
What was he selling? Like Carlos Rossi, that jug wine?
No, well, I don't know if he was making it or if he was repackaging other. He might have been repurposing other wine, but he was passing it off as some really, really expensive, like high fine dining wine.
Top of the line wine. Carlos
whatever
Rossi.
you call it.
Carlos Rossi.
Is Carlos Rossi top of the line wine? That's like in a screw
No,
top.
that's a song.
Oh.
That's a song. But no, yeah, Carlos Rossi is a jug wine.
Okay, that's what I thought.
I almost got kicked out of
That's like wine I would drink.
I almost got kicked out of my dorm my freshman year in college in Arizona for I think I was 19 or 20 because I went to college young, and I had to dump out my jug wine in the sink. They caught me with it in the dorm room, and I had to dump it out. It was the saddest day of my life because it took so much work to go get that fucking jug wine.
Have you ever had a Reuniti? Oh, it's so good.
Baxter, you know I don't speak Spanish and English, please. Oh, what?
Reuniti wine? Isn't that box wine?
Like Franzia?
Franzia is another one.
It's such a pretty box. They are marketing geniuses.
I like the bag.
Slap that bag,
Slap
Toad.
that bag.
Slap that bag.
See, I literally can't tell the difference between Franzia and probably a bottle of wine that costs $170. I can't tell the difference. In fact, I probably will like the Franzia wine better because it's made for the masses.
Because you're from Shelbyville.
The more basic palate.
Which is a small town in Indiana, for those of you who aren't from here.
Move on. What's next in your notes?
Oh, fuck, I don't know. All right. Okay. I wanted to talk about weird music that we like that people would have no idea that we liked. Is that dumb? Is that a dumb topic?
No. Okay. Yeah.
Like, I love Alice Cooper.
Okay.
But
people wouldn't have guessed that.
But I can also rap pretty much every Eazy-E and Old Dirty Bastard song. Mm-hmm. But Alice Cooper has my heart.
Really? What's your favorite Alice Cooper song?
Obviously, Feed My Frankenstein, because obviously Wayne's World was my favorite movie growing up. So that's where my whole obsession started.
Okay. All right.
So what about you? What would people not know that you like?
I really like singer-songwriter shit. If it's newer stuff, I don't like much newer stuff unless it's like I like Eric Hutchinson. I like who's the other that sounds like Ryan Emperor that you said?
Jason Mraz.
Jason
you
Mraz.
Really like Jason Mraz.
I like stuff like that. And otherwise, I always go to older stuff. I like some of the new country, I guess, because I do like some of Chase Rice and of course Clayton, not a big label guy, but I love all his shit. But I'm more like 90s country. I'm kind of stuck on where I was a young adult kind of music. I mean, I still like Def Leppard and I like Motley Crue as far as that kind of music goes. But I also sometimes enjoy real old-timey shit like Frank Sinatra.
I love Fleetwood
I would throw
Mac.
on some Frank Sinatra sometimes.
You have like a guilty pleasure song, and I can't think of it right now. Like it's something stupid.
can't
It's
either.
something stupid. It's not Miley Cyrus, but it's something like that. When you can still sing like every word to it. It came on one time, and you were singing it. I don't remember,
Oh, I have no idea.
but it was really funny because Toad.
Beastie Boys. I still like the Beastie Boys.
I was just riding Steve the other day, and I was the only person in the arena. Steve, my horse, and not, and I was screaming "girls" while I was riding, like singing "girls" the entire time, and it was so much fun. You're just like cantering, having a good
It's
time.
feel-good music.
It is feel good music.
We used to ride around. We used to go cruising. Cruising used to be a big thing. And we would just circle the strip up and down in front of the Kroger. And then you would park in the Kroger parking lot for a while. And then you would sit there and just holler at girls or fight someone from a neighboring school. Like that was the only things we did.
Hashtag Shelbyville.
Yeah. It was pre-meth. That's how we entertained ourselves. After meth, it was just all meth-related activities.
Which would be just what, shooting up meth and taking a snooze? Oh, you don't snooze on meth. You snooze on heroin.
Yeah.
Meth is an upper.
Meth, you stay up for about a week. So, and then you steal things and take them apart. So, that's Shelbyville, Indiana. past and present. So I went to everything's curbside pickup now, like shopping wise.
Yeah.
We went to the liquor store the other day.
It's the best. It is the best.
Curbside pickup is kind of the shit.
It's the shit.
I mean, I literally had to get out of the truck, just walk right to the curb. I took like 3 steps, and they're like, "Hey, what do you need?" And I was like, "I need a Casey Yingling and a couple bottles of
Woodbridge Chardonnay."
And they went in and got it, and they brought it out to the curb.
It's the best.
And there was a little like square thing for swiping my card, and gone.
And if you have Apple Pay on your phone, which you still don't, which is mind-boggling to me.
I have Apple Pay on my phone.
You don't even need to put your card in that thing then. You can use Apple Pay on that dumb little janky-ass thing. Yes. So you literally, they don't card you. I mean, they don't care. But so you just walk up, you tell them what you want, you get your shit, snap with your side button, and you are gone. It takes 2 seconds. It's the best thing ever.
It's the best.
It's the best thing ever.
And then I went to get a camera tripod at Best Buy today. Same thing, like at 11 o'clock this morning, ordered it at the local Best Buy store online or through the app. I downloaded the app real quick. Boom, picked my store, ordered the item, drove there at about, 1, just at my leisure, knowing it was there, pulled up, and they're like, "What's your name?" McComas. I went in, brought out my items, stuck them through the window. I didn't even have to get out of the car. I rolled down the window, and they stuck it in there and handed me the receipt.
I think you meant, I just burped on the playground. I think you meant to say item singular because they didn't give you your...
Oh, yeah. One of the items that said that was in stock and would be available for pickup was not. I was a little shitty about that.
Yeah, it was Full Nightmare Todd. Real fun. Love a Full Nightmare Todd.
And the kid's like... I go, I'm kind of in the gym. I really need it here in like an hour. And that's the only reason I bought it was because they said, yeah, it's in stock. You can go pick it up within an hour. And he's like, yeah, well, sometimes that website isn't right. And I'm like, good to know. Good to know.
He's like, I really don't fucking care because I'm about to get Corona from you to give you a freaking camera mount, you loser. Get out of here. And I'm also making, $13 an hour?
Well, hey, he's working.
Do you know what we haven't done, though? We haven't done grocery. I am dying to do grocery pickup. I know, and I know that should be reserved for people with tiny children and older, people that are more susceptible to this and whatever. But man, how phenomenal would it be for Kroger to deliver you your groceries? Do you know how much better of a grocery shopper I would be if I didn't develop just extreme anxiety in the store and have to run out of there because there's too many people?
I don't trust all the items will be there. They fucking let 4 of my items weren't there, and I was there myself doing it.
I don't think that they would pick proper apples or grapes. They'd probably give us some mushy ass grapes.
And they don't care if the bag of chips, is been obviously because I'll fill it, make sure the Doritos are still intact and it's not a bunch of just smashed crumbs. They don't care. They're just gonna grab it and throw it in there.
They'd give us the crumbly tortilla chips.
Fuck yeah, they would. And then. I also like now that as soon as I walk in the door, there's a lady there to disinfect me and my entire cart.
I kind of like that too.
She'll put the stuff in my hands.
Do you know, if we learn anything from this, I really think that all of us are going to come out better hand washers.
We are, but there's such a thing as sanitizing too much because it is important to get exposed to bacteria.
My hands look disgusting from all the hand sanitizer I used today at work.
Well, and part of building an immune system and building antibodies up is getting exposed to things that aren't healthy for you so your body can build the resistance to them. If the world's too sanitized, then every little illness is going to be an issue.
Well, I always have had to wash my hands because being at work, but this is one thing that I've started washing that I used to never wash before. My mom
Your cooch?
Oh, my God.
Your vagina?
Oh, you fucking sicko.
You just started washing your vagina?
My mom has been yelling at me about this for years. I've never washed my fruits or vegetables. To me, I'm like survival of the fittest.
I don't either.
I don't know. And she's
my mom washes them too.
Oh my gosh, my mom's insane about it. She'll wash an orange and she doesn't even eat the peel. So it's like, okay, so I have gotten a little better about washing fruits and vegetables, but grapes, you just kind of walk by the fridge and open the fridge and grab a couple of grapes.
See that there's always a cloud on them like they're cloudy looking, like someone sprinkled some powder on them. Are you supposed to wash them until that cloudiness is gone?
Yeah, I guess
the
it's
white
like a,
filmy
it's like a
thing?
wax or something. It's like a
'Cause
preservative.
I just
I'm
eat
assuming.
it.
I do too.
I think it makes me live longer.
The survival of the fittest.
I'm eating preservative. Preserves my body more.
Let's go. Who
But
cares?
I've not had an issue. I've been eating grapes my entire life. But my mom will put them in a big strainer and run the the little spray nozzle hose thing of the sink on it and just do it. And I see brownish water at first coming out when she would do it, and I still know like, well, I'm eating that, but I kind of feel like it makes me tough.
Right? Just gut health.
I mean, one of these days there's going to be a real apocalypse, and your body's going to have to be used to that kind of shit.
What are you eating now that you haven't eaten before quarantine? Like I all of a sudden can't stop eating nuts. Like I went to Costco and I got like 3 different things of nuts, mixed nuts, extra fancy mixed nuts.
Did you try the D's? If you would have fell for that, it would have been amazing.
No, I'm too smart, Todd. I actually graduated college.
But I don't think I've taken on any new food. I think I've taken on more of the foods I love for sure. Like I ate probably a whole bag of Doritos last night.
What about that empty bag of M&Ms behind you?
Yeah, we got this.
That's different for you though, because you're
How's
usually a
that?
peanut M&M person.
Yeah, I saw them, and I was just I knew that I was going to probably get some chocolate covered almonds soon, and it's
You're
too
welcome.
close to the peanut
You're
butter.
welcome.
I mean the peanut M&Ms. So I was like, let's get some regular M&Ms. Offer a little variety.
Do you like nuts and cookies?
Sometimes I like the white chocolate macadamia nut cookies.
Do you like nuts and banana bread?
Yes. You're supposed to have nuts and banana bread.
No, never.
Banana nut bread?
Never.
You never have
ever.
banana nut bread?
No, I would never put a nut in a banana bread, and I would never put a nut in a cookie.
Do you?
Ever.
How about nuts in your cereal?
Grape nuts.
You like grape nuts?
I think so.
I think I used to like grape nuts. I haven't had them for a while, but I probably put sugar in them. Are they sweet at all?
No.
Oh, okay.
I think
yeah.
I think it's something that helps you poop.
Sure, there's a lot of fiber in there, I bet. But it has to taste good to me too. I don't just eat for the health benefits.
Well, that's
of
like
the
Rice
food.
Krispie treats. I'm not going to eat those without a pound of sugar on top of
Right.
them.
I don't know if you eat Rice Krispie treats, the regular ones, the unflavored ones.
You're a sociopath.
You're a fucking psychopath. Like, how do you eat?
You're a
It just
serial
tastes
killer.
like puff rice. That's what
You're
it
a
is.
child.
Yeah, I am a child because I enjoy flavor. My mom she always kept them around, and I would literally put so much sugar in them that when I finished my bowl and I drank the milk, there was this sugar sludge about an inch deep at the
But is
bottom
there
of the bowl.
anything better than that sugar
No,
sludge?
no, and then you just fucking do it
No.
like it's crack cocaine. I would snort it. I would just freaking big old sugar boogers just trapped in my nostrils.
Sugar boogers. Mm-hmm. I feel like that should be the name of the episode. You should write that down.
Sugar burgers. All right, I'm gonna write it down. I have my notes right here.
Ugh, fuck that notepad, dude. Since we recorded like 2 days ago, we don't what else has happened in the last 2 days? We got Carryout pizza.
Oh, that was a debacle. This was the first time since COVID that we actually ordered from a local restaurant to go pick it up. Trying to help them out.
I even tipped them $25 on my $40 order.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Good for you.
Because I wanted
Because you want to support it. It's one of our favorite spots.
It's one of our favorite spots. I wanted to support them. And I didn't it was kind of like a treat. I didn't want you to pay. So I wanted to have it paid, and the food was prepaid, and so my order was not in the system. So Todd calls me asking me if I ordered the pizza through some janky Craigslist ad.
It was not on file. The order was nowhere to be found on the computer. This poor lady searched in and out, and then she was like, "What's the name?" I give the name. Maybe it's my name, so I give my name. Do you have a phone number? Yeah. So I look up your phone number because I don't have it memorized.
You should memorize that in case you have to ever go to jail.
If I go to jail, I'll start my own gang and I'll rule that place.
Gang, 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 gang.
So I gave her that. I gave her my number, nothing. And then your mom's boyfriend, Dave, is sitting in the car waiting.
We're not supposed to be telling people
I'm in there forever. And then finally, I'm like, well, I'm going to leave. I text you, said leaving. Don't have the order. There's no record of it.
Oh, you should have heard the phone call before the leaving text message.
And you were so helpful too, because I'm trying to get information to give this lady. Can you tell me what items were ordered? Yeah, an 8-inch, da-da-da-da-da. Well, we don't have 8-inch. They don't have 8-inch. Okay, well, maybe it's a 10-inch. Was there meat on it? I don't know. There was salad. Okay, there's a salad. No, I was just kidding. There's no salad. I hung up the phone.
No, I hung up the phone.
Helpful.
I hung up on you. I was doing my...
You didn't know, but I'd already hung up on you before you hung up on me.
I was doing my puzzle, and you were disturbing me, and you were being a jackass. And I knew that if
And
you
I
just
was
took 3 deep breaths...
hungry. I had not eaten anything all fucking day. I was getting that anger going.
Anger.
I was hangry.
I think that sounds like a personal problem. You're a 48-year-old man. Not eating all day is a personal problem.
It's because I work nonstop right here in this area. I never stop working.
You were very chatty Cathy on the phone all day yesterday. You and Mr. Chris Bowers were on the phone for over an hour. You're sitting out back.
Comedy, man. We talk comedy. Everything's a business. Everything's a business with us.
Well, since I think we didn't really have much of a week to discuss or to find anything new to talk about, do you want to move into listener questions, or do you have anything else on your stupid
Let me check my notes and see if there's anything else I need to discuss first. Liquor store pickups, Best Buy, order debacle. Nope, I think that's it. That's it. Oh, one thing. Someone asked me this the other day, and it never even occurred to me. They were like, so Marnie doesn't even know you as a cop at all. Does that ever feel weird to you?
That you were a cop?
Yeah, and that you just have no idea of that side of me. Almost like I lived this whole other life before you, which I did.
No, I kind of do feel that way. Like your sister sent us those pictures of you with your niece earlier, and I was like, fuck. I'm like, he looks the same, but he kind of looks coppy. Like you were like high and tight hair. You were super in shape. I do. You were living another life that I literally have no idea about. I know about it in bits and pieces. You've told me a lot of stories. Mm-hmm. So I know a lot about what you've done, some of your good stories that aren't comedy stories, just like. I was
sitting there thinking, I wonder if Marnie would have liked to cop me before comedian me, because I would have been coming home with my leg holster on, carrying my raid vest, and just walking in and locking all that stuff up, and then be
You would have actually locked it up. You wouldn't have set it on the counter and.
Well, I was single most of the time. I was a cop like that, so it would just lay in my apartment or whatever. But if it was us, I probably would have taken it off and secure it in some kind of drawer.
I could bet $10 million that.
No, usually I would just leave that stuff locked in my trunk, or hidden in a thing in my hatchback, depending on what kind of vehicle I had at the time.
Your hatchback? Are you freaking
I had an SUV for a while. I had a pretty sweet Jeep Grand Cherokee for a while until I got T-boned.
It's not a hatchback. That's an SUV.
Yeah, but it's hatchback. That's how you get back there. It's not a trunk.
A hatchback's like a Subaru.
Okay, but SUVs have hatchbacks. It's a door that lifts up. Your Explorer has a hatchback.
Yeah, kid.
All right.
Your age is showing by calling a Jeep Cherokee a hatchback. So we're going to go into the first listener question with that, because #segue.
Okay.
So I wrote this question out because...
Wait, we have to do the theme song for the intro song for
listener questions.
Listener questions.
All right. I wrote this one out because I thought when I first read it, I was like, dude, this dude's a dick. And then I read it again. I was like, but kind of flattering. And then I was like, but also kind of a dick. And then I was like, but he's nice. Like, he's just actually curious. I read it to my sister, and she went, Marnie, don't be a bitch. And she was like, he was being nice. And I was like, yeah, I think you're right.
What was the question?
Okay, sorry. It said, why is Marnie, who is 29... Why is Marnie, who is 29 but most likely younger, dating a 49-year-old man? Sorry, Todd. I think you're great. Just always thought about this. First of all, fuck yeah.
First of all, you're not 29.
I'm 30,
You're
turning
30.
31 this year, but he also thinks I'm younger than 29.
So, answer the question.
Daddy issues.
It's daddy issues. Could be. Could be. That's sometimes the case, I think.
Well, both of my dads have passed away. Mm-hmm. So.
I mean, what's it say about you that you want a dad to fuck?
Well,
I think that's pretty sick.
Well, then I think about all that, and then I'm like, maybe I need like someone that's loving and nurturing and kind and like a male figure around, and then I have full-blown angry Todd over.
But you were married before to
Correct.
someone your age.
He was 5 years older than me.
That's pretty much same age. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's not like you've just always been that way.
Well, I also feel like the thing is, it is true. Like the older the guy gets, it doesn't necessarily mean that they are going to be more mature. So I was hoping that I would get like a super mature person if I was dating somebody older. And really, you don't act 49. You would seriously have no idea. Like,
Because I'm not, I'm 48.
oh, fuck. But like, you would have no idea. You know?
Well, that's the thing that people, I think, that's the misnomer. And when you're 48, you know, when you're 30, 48 seems super old because you just have no fucking idea what it's like to be 48. Now, there was a big difference, I would say, between being 20 and 30. Not so much of a difference between like 35 and 45. Maybe even some difference between 30 and 40. But for at least for dudes. So when you get like, once you hit like 35, not much changes as of yet, I can tell you. And all my friends say the same thing. Now, I do see some people I grew up with that are my age, and they look really old.
You have some crow's feet compared to that picture that Erica sent us.
Sure,
earlier.
yeah, you're going to start some aging. But it's more like you don't feel any different or act any differently than you do when you're 35, basically.
When I first met you, you were partying way more than I was.
Yeah. So, I mean, it's just, I don't know, it's all state of mind. So I think when you're hanging out with somebody and you decide whether or not you want to start banging them on a regular basis, it's all about your interaction and how you get along hanging out. And I don't think I am much different at all. I maybe was a little more svelte when I was 35, but I'm probably funnier than when I was 35. So maybe that makes up for it, and I'm probably even more fun to hang out with now than I was then.
Well, I mean, I have a career, you know, so it's not like I'm in a transitioning phase. I'm not trying to find myself. You know, I've already been married. I've already done that. I've always known I didn't want kids. So I have a career. I've been through some shit. I feel like I'm pretty.
I will say, well, not every 48-year-old is going to be for you, right?
No.
Some people
no.
that are 48 act like old dudes.
And some people who are 48 act even younger and douchier.
Yeah. I mean, I have friends that are 48 that act even younger than I act. But I guess like being a comedian, like if you're a comedian being 48, you have to have a personality that's engaging and relatable to people from a wide age spectrum anyway.
Right.
So you got to be able to get along with 22-year-olds and 62-year-olds. I don't know. I just feel like probably just in my case, for instance, for you, probably the age not as noticeable.
No, I don't think so at all. I was super, super nervous though to like start talking about you to my mom, my sister. Because I thought they were going to be like, dude, what the fuck? But literally, I told my mom how old you were. And I had started talking about you. She immediately started listening to Heartland. And then, you know, she kind of figured out, obviously, that you were older, whatever. She loved Heartland Radio, was the biggest freaking fan ever. And so then she just started to love you. And Emily, my sister, started listening. She started freaking love you. We went to, like, you met my mom. You guys hit it off like pigs and shit, obviously, because you're...
It was easy.
Yeah, close in age. And then we went to Atlanta. I was so nervous for you to meet my sister because I'm like, if she doesn't like you, man, it's game freaking over. And she loves you. She's your biggest fan. Every time I'm like, dude, Todd was a dick today. She's like, Marnie, be nice.
Because she knows you. She knows that you're a pain in the ass.
Yeah, huge pain in the ass. But, you know, I when I first started dating you, I don't know, I met you. You were cool. You were funny. You were easy to talk to. And it was fun and it was new. It was different. And then our relationship just grew and it built, and it feels right.
And I would say I dated women my own age before you.
How many? One?
I mean, for the most part, women were younger just because that's who was hanging around in the places I was hanging around at the hours I was doing so. So, that's maybe part of it. But I wasn't like, I either think somebody's hot or I don't. And then after that part is over, can I fucking stand to be around this person?
Well, and
that's the only criteria.
I've always dated older, always. I've never dated anybody younger. They've always been at least 2 or 3 years older than me. I don't know.
That's most women, I think. Yeah.
I mean,
at least a couple of years anyway.
I couldn't do it. I don't know. I think
it's a good question though.
It is, and even like the friends and stuff seeing it. I remember when I first met some of your cop friends, I was petrified to meet your cop friends. So I'm like, they are going to look at me and be like, this dumb
some of them might have judged you pretty hard. A lot of them are older than me by a good bit.
But then I feel like I meet them and I talk to them and I can carry on a conversation. I
only hang around with cool people. Like, I'm not going to take you to all the dickhead cops. That would be an issue.
Well, they also say when we first started dating, they all said comedians and nurses get together a lot. Right?
Cops and nurses. You had it right the first time.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Cops and nurses hook up all the time.
That comedian that was at Morty's that sold those chapsticks. God, who was that? I can't remember.
No idea.
I can't remember his name. Katie and Angie would know. They'll tell us.
Katie and Angie are two people who used to work at Morty's that are friends of ours.
That work at Helium now. Hi.
Yeah.
They would know. But he is a comedian. He was dating a nurse too.
Oh, really? Mm-hmm. Huh. I know it was that way with cops. I didn't know. I guess I don't know that many comedians that date nurses, but it might be a big thing.
Who knows? Maybe I just made that up.
Maybe nurses do go to comedy clubs a lot, so that does make sense. Like, you can never do a show in a comedy club that has at least 50 people and say, is anyone in here a nurse? And you will always get at least one, and they're always trashed in a good time.
Let's go.
So, all right, next question.
Why do our dogs have human names?
Because you named them. I would never. I mean, there's
Says
some
the dude that just named the ducks Tony and freaking Carmela.
Because they're ducks. Dogs, I like dog names. There are some.
Like what? Fido, Spot?
No.
Smelly, Buddy? I don't know.
There are some human names. You know how some names, like Bailey, my son, where it's cross-gender?
Giant for golden retrievers, too. That's a big-time golden retriever
There are
name.
certain names that cross over between humans and dogs. Like Jake. Jake's a good-ass dog name, a good-ass human dude name. I'm trying to think of an example of a female name.
Catherine. Vanessa.
That's a name that you definitely would name a dog.
Julie.
Because you were the worst at giving dog names.
Could you imagine though?
Gibson and Carter and
Jimmy. Okay, so Carter I named after Lil Wayne.
Yeah.
So I got him when I was in Arizona. Lil Wayne was everything then. So I named him Carter, Dwayne Michael Carter. My roommate's dog was Wheezy. That's Lil Wayne's nickname if nobody knows that. Gibson, I rescued. I rescued him from Detroit while I was married, and I married into being a huge Detroit Tigers fan. So it was really funny because Gibson's named after Kirk Gibson, so that kind of worked out. And then Jimmy came with the name Jimmy, so not only does he look like Carter,
like
but does he have an awesome dumb human name? Fact. So I had to buy him.
It's like, that's the worst. Like, not only, at least Carter and Gibson aren't like the most common possible human names. Like, whoever named Jimmy is a complete moron.
Could you imagine his name being anything else?
Like, you might as well name him John. That's the two most common male names in the history of male names.
I want our next dog's name to be Chad. Definitely.
No. There'd be no Chad.
You'd be like, God damn it, Chad, get over here.
If we name him Chad, he's going to be an asshole.
Yeah.
All Chads are assholes. If I ever get another dog, I'm naming him after like some fucking cool-ass movie character or superhero.
It's going to be something dumb.
Something like that. I don't have it yet, but I'll come up with it.
I can just feel it deep down in my bones.
Probably Harley. You know, because there's a movie
that's not
there's a movie that I love called Harley Davidson and the Marlboro Man that has Mickey Rourke and Don Johnson in it.
So why don't you just name them Marlboro?
Because the cigarettes aren't cool anymore, but they were when that movie came out. So
Idiot.
I'm not saying I just don't like to smoke them still. I'm just saying they're not cool anymore. Next question.
Hashtag segue. Because the next question is, Toad, are you still chewing Black Buffalo? Hashtag no free ads, but
I'll give them a free ad anytime they
he
want. They're
loves
still
Black
good to me.
Buffalo. Loves it. Still uses it.
Still, and it's not tobacco, which is what's great about it, but there's enough nicotine in here to get what you need from the product if you're trying to quit tobacco.
And he buys it with his own money, and he gets the shipments in, and he puts them in the fridge, keeps them fresh. The second part of the question was, do I hate you dipping? I do hate you dipping the original stuff. It's really stinky, and it's strong.
Tobacco, you mean?
Yeah, like the normal Skull.
Yeah.
Whatever, wintergreen, long cut. I think is that what you got?
Grizzly. Used to be a Grizzly wintergreen guy.
Sorry. But I did not like that. I do not mind the Black Buffalo whatsoever. I don't think it has that strong of a scent. What I do hate are your nasty dip things that you keep all over every nook and cranny
We
of the
call them
house.
spit bottles.
Oh, sorry. Your spit bottles that you leave in the car in the summertime. So it could be July, and you'll open up that spit bottle that's been festering in your car in the 150-degree heat. Smells like puke, poop, pee, rotting fish, and everything mixed into one.
Yeah, one time I cracked one, and my buddy Gumpy in the car with me, and I could tell when it's really hot out and they go bad, because when I open it and crack it, it goes like a fresh 2-liter thing of Coke. And then immediately he's like, "Oh, pal!" He's all Canadian. He's like, "Buddy, that one's a little ripe, eh?"
Oh, disgusting. All right, so yes, big fan of
but
Black
you don't
Buffalo.
mind it, yeah.
If we get to talk about ads that we want, you want Black Buffalo. I want figs, damn it. All right, moving on. Have we ever had a fight that almost ended our relationship? And if so, how did we get through it?
We've had a fight where I was like, "Hey, get your shit.
Yeah.
Get out. Go."
Do you remember what it was over?
I don't have any idea.
I don't remember now either, but I legitimately remember being like, fuck it.
Because it's kind of my feeling is like, if you're unhappy enough to that point, then why stay around and be unhappy? Just kick it. You know what I mean? And that's kind of where that argument, it got bad enough to that level.
Oh, it got bad.
Don't stay around here and be miserable. Just go.
It's only happened.
Yeah.
It's only happened a couple times, but I really, and it's been so long ago that it happened. I truthfully don't remember what it was about. But
I think that was before you started cleaning your vagina, and I had it, and I was like, listen, like every time you take your pants off, it sounds like somebody just cracked a fresh 2-liter of Coke, and it goes, psst, and it's so bad.
All right. Once again, Todd has no sense of smell. Going back to this again, Todd has no sense of smell, so he can't even say that. I remember another thing that Chris said to me when we first started dating. He was like, "Do you know what the best thing about Todd is, Marnie?" And I was like, "No." And he was like, "He doesn't have a sense of smell, so you really don't have to shower before you get it on." I was like, "Jesus Christ, dude." But you know what? Let's go. So, I think that if you dig in that fight and there aren't kids involved, I think, you really just need to sit down with that person and be like, look, if you're not happy,
hit the bricks.
But if there are kids involved and there's stuff like that, I think counseling is a magical thing, and it's got a bad rep.
Or tell your kids to hit the bricks.
Oh my God. But I think that having a mediator, having somebody else in there that's able to, say, now, why'd you feel that way? What could you have done differently to make it better? Blah, blah.
That's advanced shit when you need counseling or whatever. Immediately, the best thing to do if it gets bad enough is let's fucking go different places for, cool down. You go in that part of the house to go to bed. I go in this part of the house.
And it's always better
turn
to
on
do
a
that.
video game if you're a dude, whatever you're into. And if you're a girl, just get on your whatever girly things. TikTok or whatever. But speaking of TikTok, you sit there throughout a day continuously watch TikTok and laugh ridiculously? Like, what's that one stupid one that you laugh at every time? With the Alive, that fucking idiot, dude.
The live, laugh,
Yeah.
the live, laugh,
When
love
I see
one.
girls with the live, laugh, love thing, I'm
Anything-
always like,
It should be alive. Fuck.
yeah, it's the stupidest. I'm like, alive, fuck. And you laugh like you're going to shit yourself every time. And I'm a person who makes a living writing comedy and saying these things to people. And this guy has like a gazillion people that, like you, that think that is the greatest shit they've ever heard.
I want a sign that says that so badly. You have no idea. I hate this background right here. It's bothering the shit out of me. I want an alive. Fuck.
No,
behind
that's
me.
never coming in my house.
But I can't find them on Etsy. No one's making them yet, which boggles my mind because it's such a huge thing on TikTok. It's so funny. It's so funny. I want a sign that says that so badly.
It's such an insult to a professional comedian that people like you find that so funny. You and your memes. You do the same thing with memes. She will just laugh over there drinking her wine on the patio.
You laughed at my meme today, though.
Laughing hysterically, and then she's like, you gotta see this. And she shows me the meme, and it's just the standard street joke meme, and I'm like, okay. Is this why you're pissing yourself?
You laughed at my meme today.
Yeah, but not hysterically.
But
I gave it an acknowledgement laugh for your benefit of...
It was a meme of Kim Jong-un, and he was reading a piece of paper, and the blurb said, so I just inject the Lysol right into my veins, and then right below it was a picture of Trump, and he went, that's all you do. And I showed that to Todd, and that was...
It's a pretty good meme, but
Todd thought that was
I don't
good.
laugh out loud at him.
You laughed out loud at that.
Audibly,
You did.
in
Admit
recognition, so you wouldn't feel dumb. Like, I thought that's a good meme. I mean, I could have just said, that was a good one. But I thought, I'll give her, it was like an LOL. It's like the audible version of me putting LOL after a sentence. Like, oh, yeah, I recognize. That's pretty good.
There's also a really funny TikTok about nurses on there that is really funny.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay, save it. Save it for the TikTok bonus episode that we're doing, where we do nothing but laugh at stupid TikToks.
I want Todd to do the TikTok of the Miley Cyrus song where they go, dun, and then in a squat, and then down again, and then...
I only do TikToks that are somewhat age appropriate for me.
Yeah, he said he'd get roasted if he did that one.
Yeah,
But I think it
You've
would
seen what people do on social media? I'm not exposing myself to.
Oh, she's just being Miley.
What's the next question?
So everybody I work with knows that I hate even numbers. Like when I'm scrubbed in, you cannot throw me.
You consider even numbers bad luck?
No, I just don't like them. I think they're ugly.
Like aesthetically? Like
Unpleasing to my eye.
Like, so if you see, are you talking about the written form of the number?
Uh-huh.
Not like if you see two people, you're like, that grosses me out.
Correct. I think the written number of an even number is aesthetically unpleasing to my eye. I do not like even numbers.
28 grosses you out.
I don't like the number 28.
But you're cool with 27.
I love the number 27.
Why is that? What does that go back to?
Daddy issues? I don't fucking know.
How would that be related to daddy issues?
I don't know. You're asking me what that goes back to. I don't fucking know.
So you don't like anything with a zero after it?
No, I would rather there not be a zero in something too. I like a number 1. I like a number 9. I love a number 7, love a number 9. I do not like the number 6 whatsoever, and I hate the number 8. So I always do these liver resections with the surgeon. I'm basically his personal scrub. MGH, my favorite. But I scrub in, and on his preference card, it says to throw 6 clips. And I never throw 6. I always throw 7 because I know, because
no one knows what throwing clips
like
means,
you throw like a clip on a field, like if like to add to my count, like you have to count all your shit before you start surgery. So like there are these little clips that we like clip little vessels with and stuff. So on the preference
clamps.
Yeah, sure. So on the preference card, there's 6. And I never throw 6. I always throw 7 because I know that the circulator is a douche and is always going to throw me shit in 2s. And I don't want to have 6, and then, God forbid, 8. I hate the number 8.
Can I get some of these vein clips
I mean,
to use on my chip bags?
no, they're
Because
small.
they probably last
They're like the
forever.
size of like a stapler. They're small.
But
They're
they still hold things together. I'm assuming if
sure.
they can hold a vein together, they can hold my Doritos together.
well, anyways, I don't like even numbers. So,
My mom, you don't know this.
God, here we go.
My mom invented the vein clip. Before people were using vein clips to clip veins back together in surgery, whenever she had to do surgery,
I'm gonna
she
tell you
used a
right now
clothespin.
that you can never clip a vein back together.
Hey, tell her that to her. She saved
That-
so many lives back in those days.
Oh, Jesus. All right. So I don't like even numbers. So they're wondering why I would ever allow the podcast to be called For Life, considering how much I hate even numbers.
There's a number 4 right on our cover.
There's a number 4 right behind you, too. But I don't hate.
This is our 4th marriage combined.
This is, so maybe it'll change. Maybe this is going to change my mind, but I'm still not going to like 6 or 8. I still hate 6 and 8. I don't like those numbers. I like a 7 and I like a 9.
Is it because you're a big craps person?
I've never played.
You never played craps? 6 and 8 is the most commonly rolled number to hit 6 or 8.
And is that bad luck? Like, you
Well, it
don't want
depends
that?
how you play. Some people I've considered like dummies jump on 6s and 8s a lot, where I think you do better off other numbers. But I didn't know. That's weird to me. I don't know how. You've got to be the only person that has this disease.
That they hate even
This
numbers?
even number
I
disease.
hate even numbers. They're disgusting.
I don't even know how to fix it.
I
I don't even know if there's any amount of therapy.
Well, just like that, nothing.
Because how do you find the root cause of it? It's ridiculous. It's just something you made up in your head. There's nothing. There's no.
You can find the square root of a 9.
I know, but that has nothing to do with it being aesthetically unpleasing to you.
9s are so pretty. So are 7s.
An 8 is a snowman.
Ugh.
It's adorable. It's everything we love about Christmas.
Can you tell me what looks good about a 6? Nothing. Nothing.
Sign of the Beast, 666.
Yeah.
All right. Next question. Is there a next question? Is there another one?
Someone just asked if we would live stream our wedding if the wedding ever happened.
It's not a bad idea, actually. I mean, we've got some friends with some pretty cool fucking Zoom setups now that can get a lot of fucking people on there.
No, not like that. Like someone like you put up a freak like we go have our wedding, Toad, and someone videos it and puts it on like Facebook
Oh, they're
Live.
talking COVID streaming.
No, they're not.
Why else would they say that?
Because maybe that person's not going to get invited to our wedding, so
Of
he would
course
still
they're
like.
not.
So he would like to see it happen. I'm not getting married on Zoom for Pete's sake.
Well, why would it need to be live streamed? Why couldn't we just record it?
Because maybe Woodbridge Chardonnay could sponsor it and freaking pay for all the wine that my mom and I are going to
We're
drink.
going to need a few more listeners before I think it comes to a point where we get a wine company to sponsor our wedding.
Could you imagine, though? All right. I think
This is it?
I think that's it.
All right.
I think that
I
is
think we hit a good time limit.
all for this week.
All right.
Friends and family, family and friends.
So we're back next Monday,
We are back next Monday. So
not Friday.
correct. So next Monday, we'll have a new episode of the For Life podcast with me, Marnie, and you, Toad. Mm-hmm. But that is all for this week. Thank you so much for joining in. Do not forget to subscribe, to rate, to review, and to share it. Tell all your friends, tell everybody so I can get that Woodbridge sponsor.
And if you're a contributor to Wikipedia, please credit my mom with inventing chip clips.
Oh my gosh.
She deserves it.
All right, everybody. Thank you so much for joining in and have a nice